If you've seen my GK61 review, which if you haven't, I'll just put a link up here for you, but if you have, you might remember that one of the complaints or dislikes I had about that keyboard were the keycaps. They were just sort of a basic ABS keycap, but they weren't like super great. But luckily, the nice folks at Banggood were like, hey, Portly, we got you, bud. And they sent me what has to be one of the most impressive sets of keycaps that I have come across at this price point. Now, this is my first keycap review. I don't really know what to say about them other than just like, hey, these are what they're made of, and this is the profile. I look at them. Anyway, these are the keycaps. Now, this is still a family-friendly channel, but I'm gonna say the name of the brand of the keycaps, the brand that's on the box, as well as the webpage that I have linked in the description. And it's I would guess that it's the Fecker. I mean, what does that say? I would say maybe Fecker, but there's only one E. To me, that says Fecker. What do you think it says? Dad, if you're watching, what does that say? I mean, don't get mad at me. What does it say?
Fecker.
It says Fecker. Brand name aside, these keycaps are quite some keycaps. Available on Banggood.com in the 61 key configuration, which at the time of filming this looks like it's sold out. And then you have the 104 key configuration for full-size keyboards, which is only about $21. I think the 61 key set is like $18. You might as well spend the $3 more and get the full set since they're in stock, and you could always use some extra keycaps, right? Just in case. Now, these keycaps, my gosh, these are quite the upgrade. It could be my mentality going in thinking, wow, these are only $21 or so, and you're getting this out of that. For quality keycaps out there, you'll often have to spend upwards of $50 or more. Obviously, one of the things that you get if you're paying more is going to be like a higher quality, sure, and you're also going to get tons of colorway options, whereas this only comes in this colorway, which has primarily these white, sort of off-white, creamy colored keycaps in the center, and then the gray with the orange font, as well as a couple orange with black font accent keys, which I do think having those there adds a nice touch. It makes it just so it's not this boring cream and gray scheme. It has the orange pop. Now, it's not my particular cup of tea, you know, cream and orange is not like, ooh, you know, unless we're talking like an orange cream bar, in which case, sign me up, yum yum. But I do think for what you're getting here at this price, and for the quality and how these keycaps sound and feel, I'm just fine with the color scheme of these keys. These are PBT keycaps, and they are some thick boys, and they sound so nice. They feel great to type on these Gateron optical reds, which I've already praised to heck in the GK61 review. Combine that with these chonky boy keycaps, and it's just, oh, it's so nice. That was a face and sound that I made. I don't know if I'm going to include that in the video. Are you judging me? My wife is judging me silently over at her desk, just giving me that glare over in the darkness beyond this really bright light. And this is how they sound on the GK61 with optical Gateron reds. Depending on what board and key switches you're using, it might be a little bit different. These are DSA profile keycaps. Now, if you don't know what that means, maybe you're sort of new to the world of keyboards like I still kind of am, and I'm learning as I go. DSA keycaps are much shorter than you'd find on Cherry profile or OEM profile keycaps that you'd find on most pre-built keyboards you'd buy just on Amazon or Best Buy or wherever you might buy keyboards. These DSAs, as you can see, are shorter. They're kind of stubbier. They almost look like little stumpier looking keycaps, kind of like kind of like me. They're not quite as almost rounded and wide as like an XDA profile keycap, but they're close. They're really close and similar in shape and size to XDAs. I haven't tried XDAs yet. Banggood, if you're watching, you know, if you got any XDAs to send my way, I'm here. I'm just putting it out there. And now I've heard some people say that when it comes to switching from cherry or OEM profile keycaps to something lower like these DSAs or XDAs or even low profile keyboards, which by the way, I might have a review for a low profile keyboard coming up in the future. Keep an eye out for that possibly. Anyway, I've heard some people say that it takes some getting used to. That might be true. It might depend on you. They're like kind of an even height. Whereas if you really pay attention to cherry or OEM profile keycaps, they are kind of a staggered height. Whereas as the row gets higher up on the keyboard, the key itself gets taller because it's just so that your fingertips can reach them in a certain way. It all has to do with ergonomics and science that I don't have a lot of knowledge of. These are dye sublimated keycaps, meaning that the lettering, the font on these will not rub off over time like some of the keycaps that just have some dye sort of just printed on top of the keycap. So that means that these things are going to be here to stay, which is really nice. These are not shine through keycaps. What that means is if you have RGB or any LED illumination coming from behind the keycap, the light is not going to shine through the letters. It's going to go around the edges of the keycap, but not through. It's just basically solid plastic. Now, a couple things of note depending on what keyboard you're using and you rely on the legends printed on the keycap. Obviously, if you replace those, these are not going to have the legends that come with that. This keycap set does not include like special keys like that, so they're not going to have specific legends for specific keyboards printed on them. I know that might go without saying, but some people might not think of that. So in case you're the type of person who is like, oh snap, I bought these and I can't use them because I need to know what this key's functions do. So just keep that in mind if you're going to replace them with these or any keycaps. They do have a matte sort of frosted texture. They're matte all around, thank goodness. There's no gloss on them. They don't feel rough. They don't feel like super textured. They just feel like good keycaps. They feel like I think keycaps should. I feel like the orange kind of blends in a little too much on the dark gray keycaps. Like you can see what it says, but it just doesn't quite stand out enough. They could have used either a brighter orange or like maybe a bolder font on the gray keycaps just so they stand out a little bit more. And then for the two orange accent keys, the black on there in comparison to the black on the white keycaps is kind of a little smudged looking. That might not be typical for every set. If you buy it, it might be okay, but I mean on mine, both orange keycaps, they just look slightly smudged. But you are only paying about $18 to $21 for a set of keycaps that look and sound the way that these do. If you want something that's going to be of a higher quality that isn't going to have some of those little issues, which to me aren't really even issues, they're just something that might bother some people in particular, you're going to have to pay more. That's just the nature of keycaps as I'm learning. Have you ever seen SA keycaps? Have you ever seen how much those cost? Those would be cool to try, but we're looking at like over $100 for a set of keycaps. You could buy a keyboard for that. It's crazy what enthusiasts will do, and people buy them. I would buy them if I had the money, or rather if I had enough money to justify throwing that much money at a set of keycaps. Which, you know, if that's nothing against you, if that's something you do. Just for me, I'm like, I can't do that. My wife won't let me do that. Tell them.
Nope.
Yeah, see? These are cool keycaps, and you are cool subscribers. And if you're not a cool subscriber, you can be one by clicking subscribe. And also click on the like button. Maybe leave a nice little comment. Tell me what you think of these keycaps. Maybe what you thought of this video. Maybe what you think about life in general. What's your favorite food? What's your favorite color? Do you like to listen to music? Of course you do. Who doesn't like listening to music? And if you don't, hey, that's cool. You're a little weird. Alright, I'm done with this video. I gotta go. Thank you guys. Links in the description below. Again, full disclosure, it is a paid affiliate link. I was not paid to make this video, and my opinion is honest and unbiased. You can see these keycaps for yourself in this video. I'm out of here. Bye.